What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you don't know, I am the Nick, the king of gaming, the king of Call of Duty, the king of content creation, whatever you want to call it. I'm back today with the brand new Black Ops 7 beta video for you guys for the best controller settings, audio settings, graphics, the whole 9 yards. So I'm not going to take up too much of your time. Let's get right into it. Let's go over controller really quick. Over here, the controller tab, make sure your aiming input device is on controller and not mouse if you're a controller player. I'm currently using default. Lots of times I use tactical, but I'm using a Vader 4 Pro, and I've got, the back buttons all set up, so I just play in default. For horizontal and vertical sense, I have mine down to 0.16 in Warzone and Black Ops 6. I was playing on a 1.7. However, with Black Ops 7 feeling a little bit faster than Black Ops 6, I toned it down by 5, so we're down to 1.65 right now. All of this stuff have off. I don't use bumper ping. I don't use flipped. I don't like it at all. I mean, if you do, that's these settings are personal preference, obviously. I don't use controller vibration. Who does? For dead zone input, very important here. Again, this kind of comes down to your controller. If you got stick drift, if it's an older controller, things are different. Me personally, you can go off of this. You can test a dead zone to make sure you don't have any stick drift at all. But me personally, I'm using 360, 399, and then 0 for both triggers. Again, this might not be perfect for you. You're going to have to mess with your settings for your controller. Over to the aiming tab. For sensitivity multiplier, all I do this in Warzone and Black Ops 6 as well, is just turn the ADS sensitivity multiplier down to 80. That's it. There's nothing I really changed in here. Obviously, make sure aim assist is on. Under aiming advanced, instant, assist, make sure you're on dynamic. Some people say linear is better. Some people say standard's better. I've played on dynamic since 2019. It's never going to change. Call of Duty has shown us the way. It's never going to change. Dynamic is always going to be the best. My slope scale is 1.00. I don't play on Zoom. Now this, I usually tell anybody that asks, don't mess with your motion settings. It doesn't do anything. This game's not changing, but just in case, I did go in here and I did turn off FOV sensitivity scaling. It should only be affected if you use motion, but I didn't want to risk it, risk it affecting the game. You know how sometimes these games you set one setting and then it can affect other things and a cluster of domino effects. So just in case, I did turn that off. Oh, and I set my gravity vector to controller. It's usually on gravity. Again, this should not make any difference, but I set it just in case. Over to the movement tab. Tactical sprint assist, just like the previous games. Turn that bad boy to tactical sprint assist. Make sure the delay is 0. Make sure both of these are on. Mantle assist, crouch assist, corner slice off. I don't want to sit there with my gun. It's the worst thing ever. I don't know why that's even a thing, but turned it off. Wall jump assist, active roll assist. I don't want any assist stuff on. A lot of these settings just carry over from Warzone. So if you guys are used to Warzone, Black Ops 6, you're already going to be familiar. We're playing on a hybrid. I turn off automatic airborne mantle, sprint restore, slide maintain sprint, wingsuit activation. This is a new one. I had that set to manual. Wall jump activation, I have that set to press. Slide active roll behavior, I have tap to slide. I have not really messed with these settings yet. Same with active roll, camera, movement advanced settings, pretty much the same as it's been for Warzone. Single tap run, free, sprinting door bash on. I do keep grounded mantle on, but I do turn off automatic airborne mantle. Vehicle advanced settings, don't really mess with that. Just leave it whatever. It's not really going to affect your game any. Under combat, again, pretty much the Warzone stuff here, except instead of no, that's right. I don't know. I think I was thinking of the prioritize interacting, but no, this is all basic stuff. Actually, I need to change that. That should be prioritize reload for multi, not. And you know, actually, we're gonna turn that. Yeah, I apologize. I did not even think about fixing this. So yeah, let me back up really quick. This all basic stuff under combat advanced settings. Make sure, since this is a multiplayer beta, make sure this is on prioritize reload. For Warzone, you do want prioritize interact. For multiplayer, whether it's Black Ops 6, whether it's this beta, whether it's the game when it comes out next month, prioritize reload is the way to go. Mantle cancel reload, we'll leave that on. Sprint cancels reload, we'll leave it off, I guess. We can these honestly are personal preference, guys. It's just about how much, you know, how much speed you want. I'm not going to go over it too much. I don't mess with any of this stuff. Let's move over to the graphics tab. Now, big one here, guys. Very big one here. For you guys that don't know, I don't like tech. Let me rephrase that. I don't like setting up tech. I want to boot up my game. I want to play it. No stress, nothing. I want the best performance, the best frames, best out of my game. I don't mess with this stuff. I don't. What I do is I reach out to my friends at FPSHub. I am not sponsored by them. Not at all. But my boys over there, Murk, Prey, Kibbs, Art, those guys are the legit best. So before the game came out, or actually maybe right after the beta came out, Murk uploaded a little config file for this beta. I threw it over there, replaced the files. I will put his files down below so you can do that yourself. If you don't know how to replace a config file, I'm sure you can Google it, look it up on X, all that stuff. I will include his link to that config files down below. So these settings come from his config file. We're going to go over them really quick. I'm not going to waste a lot of time with them because I don't know what does and all that stuff. Like, I don't want to try to understand it. I am on full screen borderless. I usually play an exclusive, but right now, since I'm recording this video, I'm on borderless. On plus boost. This, I do know this depends on your graphics card, whether you're GPU bounded or CPU bounded. Again, they can tell you more about that. Me personally, it's on plus boost. Make sure your VSync is off. We're on unlimited frames. This, I don't know why it's on automatic, but we're going to turn it off. Do not play with HDR on. It's, of course, apply that. Sure. Quality, we are on Fidelity FX Cast, set to 50. Turn off the frame generation stuff. Our VRAM scale target 70. Variable rate shading is on. All this stuff is basically low, very low. You can see it from here. On-demand texture streaming is optimized. Local texture streaming quality low. Again, it's mostly low, very low, or off type stuff. Just going over it really quick. This stuff is off. FOV, I do plan a 120. I've tried lower. 120 feels best to me. This one comes down to personal preference as well. ADS field of view affected. You could set this to wide so your gun looks smaller. Set to 90. A lot of the stuff is default or it's personal preference stuff. Turn off your motion blur. Set these down to least, just like in Warzone. I don't have inverted flashbang on. I know it blinds you when a flashbang goes up, but when my screen turns black, I think my game crashed. I have PTSD from the past Call of Duty things where games crashed and everything, so we don't mess with that one. Again, this is just a quick flyby over the graphic stuff. For more detailed stuff, I mean, if you need an understanding of it, reach out to FPSHub. They'll explain it. Murk, Kibbs, they're great guys. Prey is cool. They're all my dudes. Again, I will include Murk's config files down below so you can just paste them into your... Actually, I will include his tweet too because it tells you exactly where to find to replace them and stuff. I got you guys. Just look for those links down below. Really quick, let's go over to audio. My master gain volume I have set like this. I don't know why this changed. We are on the art tune. This is glitched out. There it is. Boom. We're on the art tune just like everybody else. I don't know why that flipped out. I got all my music off. Got this all at 100. I think Art is working on a new tune for Black Ops 7. I don't know. I haven't talked to him personally. I know he just got back from World Series and that stuff. So, I mean, I'm just using his most recent tune. It sounds good to me. Headphone bass cut is the way to go. Make sure your mono's off. This is all basic stuff. For asymmetrical hearing compensation, I learned this from Iceman Isaac. This is going to get really loud for a second. Just get in here. Okay, no, it won't get loud. I'm not going to go down to it, but for the last two, on left and right, turn them both to -50. That's all you got to do. Again, -50 on the last two, 8K and 10K. Piece of cake. Turn on your reduced tinnitus sound so you're not going deaf. I have my hit marker set to classic, just like a Warzone. Person preference. I like that one better. Voice chat is another person preference. Make sure your stuff is set up according to your microphone and everything. I did turn off proxy chat because in Warzone and stuff, it was proven to cause a frame drop. So I don't know if that's going to affect Black Ops 7 at all, but just in case, I turned it off. I don't care what people are saying near me. I'd rather have a better performing game. And lastly, go into your interface. Set up your telemetry like you want. I just got FPS counter on, server latency, packet loss, and my GPU and CPU timing. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. Sorry about that. And lastly, go over to your color customization. Go down here, change this to filter 2, both. Set them both to 100, and I don't really think there's anything else. I haven't messed with any of this stuff. If you want more frames, you can turn this off. I did it in Warzone. I'm turning it on in Black Ops 7 to see how it performs. So far, so good. Nothing, you know, this is all basic standard stuff. I think that about wraps it up, guys. Hope this video helped you out. Hope your game looks amazing, runs amazing. Again, I am not the most perfect guy at settings and what's good and everything. I'm just showing you specifically what I run, personally what I run. For a more detailed look, like I said, reach out to FPSHub. Not sponsored, not paid to say anything. They're just great friends of mine. Love them all to death. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Make sure you sub to the channel, all that good stuff. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.